Hi everyone, welcome to Maths with Esomnofo. Today we'll be solving an exciting bearing and distance problems using trigonometry. This is a common question type in examination, so stay tuned and enjoy. Let's do this. How then is bearing measured? Bearing are measured from a clockwise direction from the North Pole. We are given that the bearing of point P and Q from A are 45 degrees and 120 degrees respectively. If the distance AP is 80 kilometers and the distance AQ is 50 kilometers, calculate the distance between P and Q and the bearing of Q from P. Okay, for us to do this, we'll first of all represent this information in a diagram. Since the bearing of the 2 points P and Q are from A, that means the angle should be formed from the point A. So for the first time, we are told that point P has a bearing of 45 degrees. That's 3-digit bearing 045, that's 45 degrees. 45 degrees actually falls in the what? First quadrant. Since bearing is from the North Pole in a clockwise direction, so we are going to get 45 degrees in this point. So point P is on a bearing of 45 degrees from point A. Okay, then the next statement is that and point Q is also on a bearing of 120 degrees from point A. So this is 45 degrees. So on a complete this, you have 90. So 90, you move another one to get what? 20. 90, when you add 30 degrees, you get 20. So the angle should be somewhere here. All the angle there is 120 degrees. All the angle here is 120 degrees. We are also told that the distance AP is 80 kilometers. So here is 80 kilometers. And the distance AQ is 50 kilometers. So here is 50 kilometers. We are told to calculate the distance from point P and Q and the bearing of Q from P. The bearing of Q from P. Okay, so for us to do that, we have to complete this diagram to be a triangle. So the next thing we are going to do is just to find the angle between AP and AQ so that we can know the actual angle in this place. And to do that, the angle should be the difference between 120 degrees and 45 degrees. So what we are going to do is just to do that the angle, which is theta, is equal to 120 degrees minus 45 degrees. And 120 degrees minus 45 degrees is what? 75 degrees. So all we have to do is just to do what? Put the angle 75 degrees. The first question requires us to solve for the value of the distance between P and Q. And this is point P and this is point Q. Okay, so let's label here what? X. This triangle is not a right angle triangle, so we won't use the trigonometrical ratios. Rather, we are going to use either sine and cosine rule. So since we have one angle given and it is directly opposite to the missing side, and we have two of the other side given, it's best to use the cosine rule. The cosine rule states that PQ squared is equal to AP squared plus AQ squared minus 2AP AQ cos theta. So here, our PQ is X. So X squared is equal to, so AP is 80 kilometers, 80 squared plus AQ is 50 kilometers, 50 squared minus 2 times 80 times 50 cos, the angle there is what? 75 degrees. We have it at 75 degrees. So 80 squared is 6,400 plus 50 squared is 2,500 minus 8,000 cos 75 degrees. And 6,400 plus 2,500 is the same thing as 8,900. Then minus 8,000 cos 75 will give you 2,070.55. Then you can see that x squared will now be equal to 8,900 minus 2,070.55. And that will be 6,829.45. For us to get the value of the distance, we take the square root of both sides. So when you take the square root of both sides, you see that x will be equal to 82.64 kilometers. But in two decimal places, we can use 82.6 kilometers. So this is the value for the distance between P and what? Q. Since we've known that the distance PQ is 82.6 kilometers, let's try to find the next one, which is the bearing of Q from P. The bearing of Q from P. So this is the angle in here. So we label this to be theta. So if I label this to be theta, since we are going to use sine rule, because this particular side, this angle is complete with the side, and this side, we are looking for this angle, and we are giving one of the sides. Sine rule says that A over sine A is equal to B over sine B, which is also equal to C over sine C. But here, we are looking for this particular angle. So this side is complete. So we got this x to be 82.6 divided by the angle is 75 degrees. We have it as sine 75 degrees, and it's equals to our B will now be the side to this point, which is 50 kilometers over sine theta. We don't actually know the angle. So to get the theta, we cross and multiply. If we cross and multiply, we have it that 82.6 sine theta is equal to 50 sine 45. You have it at 50 sine 75, 75 degrees. Okay, so for us to do this, we just simply divide through by 82.6 and divide through by 82.6. 82.6 will cancel out 82.6. We have it that sine theta is equal to, if you simplify this, you have it as 0.5844. So for you to get the theta, you find inverse of 0.5844. And theta will be equals to 35.76 degrees. Okay? So let's round it to the nearest whole number. That means theta is equal to 36 degrees. So this particular angle is 36 degrees. If you found the video interesting, please like, comment, and share for more posts like this. Okay? Send it to that your friend that is finding it difficult to solve bearing and distance problem. I hope it will help. Bye.